Good day, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host Noman Rashid Khan on your own show, Voice on the Streets, and precisely that's what we're doing today. We're bringing your voice from the street to the rest of the world. We've been contacted by a viewer who's basically raised some concerns regarding an organisation in Bolton, Greater Manchester, which is not far from where we are today. Precisely that. We are raising the concern to you, and we have tried to make contact with this organisation to see what statement they can issue. Before I go in the issue itself, I have to point out it's a charitable organisations. They have their ways of dealing it, and there is charity commissions that do deal with how a charitable organisation should be run. So we're not going into the ins and buts of how they should be running their own charity, but we're raising the concerns what this viewer has raised. In terms of this, basically, the organisation that we're actually concerned with is Zakariyya Jaame Masjid, located on P Street in Bolton, Greater Manchester. They've issued a letter to their members as such to say that if, and I'll quote it before I actually go on it, and they've said, it is with this in mind that should this happen, then in order for the management to control, implement and maintain all statutory government guidelines until the lockdown is fully lifted and situation goes back to normality as prior to the pandemic, entry into the masjid for any congregational salah prayers will be, and this is now in caps lock, limited to fully paid members, their male siblings under the age of 18 and key volunteers of ZJM only. And I'm assuming the ZJM stands for Zakariyya Jaame Masjid. So guys, from what my concern is, and the viewer's concern is also that they raised is, yes, they are charitable organisations, they can run the way they want to. However, being a masjid, now they are actually now classing their people, the people that they attend in elite or systems, elite class systems. So if you're able to pay your full members fees, you're allowed to go and pray. If you're not, then you're not allowed. And this is what I don't get, guys. And I'm sure the viewers raise a concern, rightly so. So if you wanted to pray in a masjid, especially Zakariyya Jaame Masjid, you should obtain a membership, okay? And I'll go into that bit slightly later. And the membership, not just to obtain membership, you should also be fully paid member for you to go and allowed to be prayed. Yes, I can understand they may have a certain extent of memberships because they need to run their daily costs of the organisation itself. So electricity bills and all that stuff, they need to come from somewhere, and so they've got this set up. However, now restricting people to come and pray only if you're a member or a fully paid member in the time when we should be supporting each other financially and other means, that a person now, if he wants to go and pray in a masjid when the lockdown is over, he needs to, or she needs to, obtain a certain amount of money to pay the masjid, a certain amount of money to get a full membership, and then go and pray into a mosque. And if you're not in those elite or fortunate people that cannot afford to pay a membership, you won't be allowed in the mosque to pray. And this is what my concern is, guys. Why is that? We've never had this before, and all of a sudden now they've issued a letter to the members, and they've actually said this as well. They're going to say those that are fully paid members will receive a fully paid membership card through the letterbox with a letter which they will have to produce as proof prior to entering a masjid whenever the masjid opens to members, so as to not cause any refusal to the entry to the masjid. And to those that do not receive a membership card with this letter are advised. There you go, guys. So you have to have a membership card, an executive membership card, to go into this executive masjid to use their facilities to just pray. Not anything else, to pray. And that's what my concern is. Okay, now we go into the membership. What's the membership based on? Is it based on ethnicity? Is it based on gender? Is it based on maybe the sectism of your religion? Is it based on your sexual orientation or such and forth or whatever? What is it based on? They've not given it. And I understand a masjid may have his own constitution to outline all this. So what we did try to make contact with Zakariyya Jaame Masjid several hours ago today, and For the first time, they never answered. We left a voicemail, no one got back to us. We tried again and we got through to someone, and they did not give their name. However, they said they are only there to answer calls and that we should be contacting the chairperson or the president of the masjid itself. And they gave us a number. We tried to ring that number and that number is switched off and it went straight to voicemail. We have left voicemails and no one has got in touch with us. So what we want to do is we want to give Zakariyya Jaame Masjid another opportunity. Please get in touch with us, and we want to prompt yourselves to explain to us as to why this is the case, why only fully paid members are allowed to use your Salah facilities. And also, if you've got similar things happening around yourself or anything at all, please raise those concerns with us and we'll put them out to the world out there. And again, guys, we are not here to criticize anyone. We're just here to raise a concern of a viewer and also put it out to the rest of the world out there and give the organization itself a chance as well to give their statement, or as such come on air and explain to the viewers as to why they've actually adhered or come up with this policy of fully paid members are only allowed to go and pray when the mosques are allowed to open. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be coming back. Hopefully, if these new people come back, we'll go to another show and a bit more with detail. We'll get more callers and we'll get videos, conferences in here, getting their views for yourselves to make it all clear. This is your host, Noman Rashid Khan, on Voice in the Streets, exclusively on VOOC TV, bringing your voice from the streets to the rest of the world. Stay tuned, guys, for the rest of the shows.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are those of the presenters, hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of VOOC TV.